Hi, it's Anna Marika Gerritsen. Call me AMG from Eat Well, Live Well, the Endometriosis Nutritionist, and welcome to episode 11 of the Endometriosis Nutritionist TV. So, in this episode, I want to talk to you about something that most women with endometriosis are not aware of and wouldn't for the world of them consider as being a potential issue in their endometriosis, and that is histamine intolerance. So we've talked about inflammation a lot, and one of the things that has a role in inflammation is histamine, and histamine is a chemical that is released by cells when they are triggered by an injury, an allergic reaction, or by an inflammatory reaction. And you'll probably know, the best example that you probably know about is when you have like a hay fever allergy. So when the pollen hits your nose, so you breathe it in, then your immune system goes, oh, foreign invaders, need to do something about it. It creates inflammation, so swelling, but it also because it releases histamine. And the other thing that the histamine does is it creates sneezing and a runny nose. So it tries to flush out and blow out the pollen that are in your nose. So histamine has an important role to play in our overall response to various invaders. But what is interesting is that when you have chronic inflammation, you could also either already have a histamine intolerance or develop a histamine intolerance to foods that contain histamine, because some foods have high levels of histamine in them. So there's two reasons why you could have a histamine intolerance. One is that because of your chronic inflammation, you have chronically raised histamine levels, and it's like your body gets really irritated by it, and that then creates an intolerance reaction. The second reason could be that you you lack a particular enzyme that removes excess histamine from your body. So then you have this constant high levels of histamine floating around in your body, and then your body at some point just gets intolerant to it, can't cope. So, but histamine intolerance is often overlooked as a potential cause of endometriosis symptoms. And it's interesting because I'll read out some, or I'll read out some of the symptoms of histamine intolerance, and I wonder if you recognize some of them. Abdominal pain, abnormal menstrual cycle, anxiety, brain fog, cramping, depression, fatigue, gluten sensitivity. You can have irritability, migraines, nausea, and vomiting, dizziness. Now, some of those symptoms are kind of common in endometriosis. The question is, and this is always my question when women come to me with these symptoms as part of their endometriosis, is, are they endometriosis or are they histamine intolerance? Because if it's histamine intolerance, then we need to do something about that, because otherwise you'll keep having the symptoms. Because an anti-inflammatory diet does not deal with a histamine intolerance. In fact, many healthy foods, many plant foods that we that I make you eat a lot of on an anti-inflammatory diet are high in histamine. So when we in the program that I run, 12 weeks to eat your way to less pain, in the second month we actually look at a week-long low histamine diet. And when we do, there's two things that happen. One is you may go through it and you notice no difference, in which case we can safely say there is no histamine problem. But some of my clients come out of that week and go, oh, I feel so much better. And so that means that they have a histamine intolerance, in which case we then dig deeper and try to work out exactly which foods are the culprits. It can really make the difference between doing okay, your symptoms are reducing, and then you kind of can't get any further. And so it is an important thing to rule out or to find out about. So now you may be thinking, okay, if I have too much histamine, I'll just take an antihistamine. That would do the trick. Well, no, because antihistamines just mask the symptoms. They actually don't remove histamine. They stop the release of the histamine out of your cells. But if you have lots of histamine floating around in your body and your body responds to that histamine, then an antihistamine is not doing anything. Plus, the medication, so the antihistamine medication actually irritates your gut. And, you know, one of the problems that you probably have is a leaky gut, so you don't want to do anything that will irritate your gut. So the good thing is, if you do have a histamine intolerance, we'll find out in a week. There's no other test. We'll just have to get you to eat a low histamine diet. Not too painful. There's just a list of foods that you can't have, but you can still eat a fairly normal diet. And if you find out that you're doing really well, then we need to dig deeper. All right, so that's this week's topic. I will see you next week again at the Endometriosis Nutritionist TV. For now, have a great day. See you later. Bye.